26, turning 26. Looking back at my life, I feel like I've learned so much, not just about fitness, what this page is, this channel is, but about life, relationships, mindset. I feel like I've learned so much. And so today I'm going to share my top 10 lessons that I've learned from 26. But before we dive into that, while we ponder, while we explain, we have our last workout of the week. We are doing a 6-mile speed workout. So we'll have a 2-mile warm up, and then we'll get to the track, do 6 half-mile, I guess you'd call it splits, repeats, each one with 60-second rest in between, and then a mile cool down. That'll put us just over 30 miles for the week. Nice, easy, off-season training. One thing I forgot to mention is my AirPods have been dead for so long, and I've just been using Brooks, and Brooks out of town. So I'm about to do this speed workout on a track by myself in the dark, in the cold, with no music. I don't know what's happened to me over the years. Something's changed me, because I don't know if I would have been able to do this when I was younger, because this is about to be brutal. Okay, let's do it. First lesson, discipline over motivation. I say it all the time. Motivation is what gets you going. Discipline is what keeps you going. And one of my favorite people, Chris Williamson, says, true hell is when the person you are meets the person you could have became. And that scares the daylights out of me. I've always been one for those cheesy hoorah, little motivational videos or just quotes and stuff. But the reality is, the only person who's motivated to wake up in the morning to go run in the cold is the person who's on day one of prep. Not someone like me, where it's their 350th day this year, and now it's just a part of your routine, right? I'm super motivated to do this, but I'm disciplined to not cut myself some slack, even when I don't want to. So like I always say, motivation is short term, discipline is forever. Do it when you don't want to do it, because that's when it matters the most. All right, now as you can see, I cannot. Shout out a Good Mythical Morning. But lesson number 2, consistency is key. The great Matthew McConaughey once said in his book, do one thing well one time, then once more, over and over until the end, and then it's one in a row again. Consistency, consistency, consistency. It's why I love running. It's why I love fitness in general, because you are who you are, and there's no cheating it. When you're running those miles, when you're lifting those weights, if you haven't put the work in, you won't perform, you won't improve. There's no way around it. And that's not just fitness in general, but it's always a great metaphor. But just everything in life, showing up day after day. Do it tired, do it however it takes you, but just do it. Boom, interval's done. Golly, that's hard. In the dark. Hard, but so good when you feel them. And I'm gonna talk about lesson number 3 before I get into my cool down mile. But number 3 is failure makes great stories. I have failed so many times in my 26 years, but I can honestly say that for the most part, majority, like 99%, every failure I've had has taken me one step closer to my goal. Because as much as it's about figuring out what you want to do or how to do it, a great way to get there is finding out what you don't want to do, what you can't do to get there. And so by learning by your mistakes, turning it around and saying, haha, look at me fall flat on my face, and then turned it around, learned from that lesson, improved, and now look where I am today. So if you're gonna fall, fall forward. Failure makes a great story. Lesson number 4 while we're in the middle of this cool down run. Control what you can control. And I know that's simple, but I would get such bad anxiety like about anything, worrying about everything. You know, maybe I had a typo in that sales pitch and they're gonna lose trust in me. Maybe what I said came off wrong. Maybe all the tens of thousands, hundreds of hours that I studied for this exam, maybe I didn't pay enough attention to this one part, and that's all this exam's gonna be. So just anything, and if you've never experienced anxiety before, it literally makes no sense. Like when you're in it, you're like, this is horrible. When you're out of it, you're looking at yourself and you're like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, you're good. And my dad used to tell me all the time growing up, or tell us, I had 3 siblings. He used to tell us all the time when we were snitching, bickering about each other, just, hey, worry about yourself. And not in a selfish way, but hey, don't stress yourself out over what they're doing. You can't control what they're doing. Worry about what you can do and do the best you can at it. And that anxiety starts to slip away. It never goes away completely, but focusing on controlling what you can control and being the best possible version of yourself seems to get you there. Workout completed. So my next lesson, write and track everything. I've been journaling and tracking somewhat since probably a junior in college, and I wish I'd done it sooner. It is not just good for sleep and like emptying your mind before the night, but it's just so good for your mental in general. And it doesn't take much, just a few minutes a day, and then, you know, at the end of a year, you've got yourself a book of your thoughts, your losses, your wins, your processes, just everything that you went through in that year. You've got it all written down, and it's crazy to see. It's crazy and humbling to see your life written like that. 1, just to reflect, but 2, just to empty your brain, right? And then tracking your mood, weight, runs, anything, right? It's hard to see day-to-day change, but month to month, year to year, it lets you really celebrate wins, and it lets you adjust where needed. If things aren't working out the way that you wanted to, if your habits aren't stacking up in a way that makes you proud, then you can adjust and you can track that, and you can see how that's making you feel and how that's making you progress towards your goals. So writing and tracking, good for your brain, good for your heart, good for your body. I highly, highly recommend just morning, evening, whatever time works best for you, write. Lesson number 6, don't forget to have fun. If you've ever heard of the story of the fisherman, great. If you haven't, go look up Rob Lipset. He does a great job telling the story of the job of the fisherman. But it's basically saying, hey, what is the point of working on yourself, working on your fitness, working on your career, progressing in your career, making more money if you don't have any fun doing it? I can get very tunnel vision, I can get very focused, I can lock in, and I can go. And sometimes I forget to, hey, enjoy the ride. Like, it doesn't always have to suck. Yes, embrace the suck, right? You have to have those moments and you have to have that balance to it, but that doesn't mean that's all it has to be. Embrace it. So live a balanced life, work hard, but don't forget to have fun. So now I'm going to wrap up my breakfast, eat my breakfast, finish up my work for the week, and then we are traveling back to Atlanta for the holidays this evening, and we're going to a party and we're gonna have that fun. So we're gonna get this down, finish up the work week, travel, have some fun tonight, because lesson number 6, don't forget to have fun. Lesson number 7,
Happiness is a choice.
You can't always choose the situation, but you can choose how the situation impacts you. And as the old saying goes, laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. Yes, bad things happen. Yes, you can be down in the dumps. Things horrible. Things can go bad. Things can go wrong. But you need to shape it in a lens of, this is a part of the plan. This is a part of the journey. This is going to make a great story one day. And it's easier said than done. But I've learned you can change your perspective on things. The situation is the situation. You can learn from it or you can let it ruin you. And that is your choice. So lesson number 7, happiness is a choice. Now I'm filming this on my actual birthday. Today, December 22nd, is my actual birthday. And lesson number 8, live in the moment. I still am, always was, so focused on progress, making progress, doing the next thing to make progress. And while that's good, I've learned, live in the moment. Enjoy the early morning quiet. Enjoy looking at the trees. Enjoy those late nights. Sometimes I would worry about the next day so much once I got everything done in my current day that I couldn't even enjoy the evening time because I got to go to bed. I got to do this tomorrow. And, you know, to some extent, that's good because it keeps you out of bad situations. It keeps you moving forward. It keeps you making progress. But you can't always be thinking about the next thing because then what's the point of making all this progress? What's the point of trying to live a more fulfilling life, a better life, if you can't enjoy the life that you have right now? All right, so today we've got 20 minutes on the Stairmaster to warm up. And then it's supposed to be upper body, but I kind of missed legs earlier this week. So I might actually end up doing full body, maybe just a little bit of legs, just so I can hit them a little bit. But it was so funny walking in here. I thought about when I was growing up, like day before your birthday, you used to party all night, right? Like you staying up till midnight, it's your actual birthday. Go out with your friends, family, whatever, it's a big party. And that's fun, right? But I realized that these last few years, I look forward to working out on my birthday more. I didn't want to be tired. I wanted to have the best workout, right? I wanted to have a good dinner that evening, have fun. But the day of my actual birthday, I wanted to have a good workout. So the idea of going out the day before my birthday doesn't even sound appealing anymore because all I want to do on my birthday is my favorite thing, right? And that's get a good workout in. Funny how things like that change, and the older you get, the more comfortable you are doing what you want. Good morning, world. Day after the birthday, Monday morning run. Can't beat it. In the woods, little chilly, rolling hills, absolutely beautiful. Last night was great. Went to our favorite steakhouse last night around here. Lots of steak, stories. And got in the hot tub, smoked some cigars, talked about life and sang songs. Great evening. But now, I am officially 26, on the other side of it. And that brings me to my 8th lesson. Question the question. Instead of asking yourself, why do I feel like this? Ask yourself, why do I feel like I should feel any other way? So many people tell us what to do, how to do it, and how to feel about it. And you just get boxed into this norm, this idea that you yourself put yourself in. And it's just a part of life. I mean, no one's purposely trying to do you wrong. But as I got older, you start to get a little more independent. And you start to think about the things that were told you. And you start to figure out, well, why should I listen to that person? They're not after anything I'm after. They're not doing what I want to do. Look at what they're at. Why are they giving me advice? Maybe they're successful in this field, but I don't really care about that. And so the older you get, and the older I've gotten, I realized, question the question. Don't do something because that seems to be the norm. Be a little more independent. Think for yourself a little bit more. Do what you want. And always be curious. Run, done, and completed. Man, it is so much more hilly here than back in Charleston. But this brings me to my last lesson, lesson number 10. Life is an adventure. You never know which way life is gonna go. I never thought I'd end up in Charleston. I never thought that I would love it so much. I never thought that I'd have as great friends as I do. Never thought I'd have this job. Never thought I'd do what I did. You can't plan for these things. You can't plan life. You can't stress yourself out. You can't stress yourself out about the unknown. You have to get yourself excited for the unknown. It's scary, but 99.9% of the time, it turns out fine. And you always have to remind yourself, and you always have to tell yourself when you start stressing out about the unknown of life, is that what if it turns out better than you could have ever imagined? The odds for it being better than you could have imagined are just as great for it being as bad as you think it's gonna be. You really don't know, so you might as well enjoy the journey, because you really don't know what's gonna happen. And so, live life one step at a time. Enjoy the ride. So that's it for another video. Thank you for watching. Continue to work, continue to pursue greatness. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.